Luc Bouchard here from Solvac Life Coaching Services. I've been a certified life skills coach for 22 years, and I specialize in men's issues and help them figure out what keeps them stuck. This is video 5 of the 72-day challenge. Welcome back and thank you for watching. The weekly theme is understanding men, the daily focus is men as fathers, and the topic today is calling men to a higher purpose. Before we get further into that, I just want to say thank you very much for attending to this and watching it. I greatly appreciate it, and I am just very grateful for that. Calling men to a higher purpose. What does that mean? Well, in essence, when it comes to changing behavior and getting men or women to embrace change and look at being better people, both genders really need to know the reasons why. They have to understand that what they're going to do that for. But the difference between men and women, in my experience, is that men need more than the why. They need more than it's a good idea. What they really need is tangible results. They need to really see that it is worthwhile to do something that's going to be different. Because when it comes to changing behaviors such as eating better, eating less, exercising, engaging in good mental health, emotional health, being less stressed, all men know they should do that, but they don't. And telling them that they're trying to sell it to them is that they're going to live longer, they're going to be happier. That's not going to be the motivator for them. As I mentioned in my previous 2 videos, men are socialized to be expendable. We don't particularly value ourselves a great deal because of what we grew up with and how we've been taught to distance ourselves from our emotions. So to really sell a man on do it because it's a good idea is not going to work. So what do? Well, men need to be called to a higher purpose. Men need to be able to be compelled for other reasons than for themselves. And the message is pure and simple. It's like this. John, do you want to teach your grandson how to shoot a hockey puck? John goes, yeah, in a couple of years when he's skating, I definitely want to do that. Would love to do that. And goes, right, and as you should. Well, John, you need to take care of your diabetes. You're like way overweight. You tell me that your toes are tingling when you get up every day. Your doctor's trying to take away your driver's license if you don't get it. Your life expectancy is now really 10 years from now. You're not going to be around for your grandson. You're not going to be there. So you need to actually step up and eat less and take better care of yourself and stop, being pissed off for everyone wanting you to live longer. Or Bill, do you want to walk your daughter down the aisle? Do you want to help her and her fiance buy a house? He goes, yeah, I would love to do that. He goes, well, you need to stop being so disagreeable. You need to stop treating them badly because you're not going to be involved in their lives. You're not going to help them. And it's your job to help them as a dad. So the point here is that telling men to do it for themselves doesn't work as well, in my experience, personally, as do it for this cause, this reason. And that motivates men a lot more. I met a guy not too long ago. His name is Pierre. Not his real name, but we're going to go with Pierre. And Pierre was huge. To say he was big would be an understatement. And I met him after he'd lost some weight. It's well over 300 pounds. And Pierre was in his late 20s, early 30s, and he'd always struggled with losing weight. It was always something that he knew he should. Of course, he didn't like carrying the weight. And it was something that was always a lifelong problem. But in the last 6 months, he was able to actually start taking the weight off. And I said, so Pierre, what's different? How come you are now motivated and it's working? He goes, well, I have a son. And I'm not going to see my son grow up if I die from being obese. And he had a lot of clarity and purpose as to why he should lose weight. And it was really very cool to see that his motivation was for his son, where he wasn't motivated for himself, but he was motivated for his son. And that was just a really good example of how men will do it differently for others and not for themselves. So, by the numbers, telling men to do it for themselves won't work as effectively as giving them a higher purpose, giving them a different calling, saying, do it for this. And that's what I found to be very effective when I help men basically move off their point and move forward. Those are my thoughts on calling men to higher purpose. I have a quote by Viktor Frankl, and that is, treat people as if they are what they ought to be, and you help them become what they can be. So here's encouraging you to be what you ought to be and what you can be, and I know that you have the potential. I believe in you, and I trust that you can make good choices. And gentlemen, don't do it for yourself, personal change, personal growth. Do it for your family. They need you. And if they're not telling you that, I'm telling you, they need you. I know they need you. We're all in this together. So, Luc Bouchard with Solve Act Life Coaching Services, where I've been a certified life skills coach for 22 years, and I help men uncover what keeps them from moving forward. Thank you so much for taking time of your day to be here. I feel honored that you listened to what I had to say, and I hope you have a fabulous day. And I'll see you tomorrow with video 5. Okay, take care.